Hey guys, how are you? My name is Barry Theal, and today I've been fortunate to show you one of the newest and what I consider the most badass inventions for the detailing industry, probably in the last 15 to 20 years. Not only does it become a rotary, not only does it become a sander, not only does it become a dual action polisher, but it also has 4 different settings for that dual action polisher. So let's check it out. All right, so here it is, the Lake Country UDOS. Now I'm telling you, this machine, if you just look at it, it's sexy. But one of the first things you're gonna notice is it's got some weight to it. I think it comes in just under 7 pounds. I think it's like 6.9 pounds, they said. However, I'll get into that later in the discussion, but when you get a pad and it's on a machine, the machine's actually on the car, you'll notice that the weight itself evenly distributes itself. Next, what you really want to notice here is when you put your hand on it, I'm a guy with a pretty big hand, pretty big bear paw, it sits comfortable. You've got the trigger right there, and right here is the lock. So if you hit it, done. You can see how balanced that machine is right there. A great thing that I really love is if you notice this trigger, if I push it just a little bit, it spins just a little bit. The further I push that trigger in, the faster the machine will spin. So it's got a variable trigger, and then what's also nice is it's got variable speed settings from 1 all the way to 6. Now I'm going to run this machine at 1 so you can see it. Then we're going to bump it up to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now if you look at that, that's amazing. Just, man, I love this machine. All right, so let's check this out. Right now, I have the machine in the R position, which is the rotary. If you notice, it's gonna spin perfect, like a normal rotary would. Now, if you notice this blue line right here, that's off. So anytime you wanna switch the mode of the machine, it's this easy. You simply line up the blue line, or the white line on the blue, right here, push down, and now look, now I'm in an 8mm sander orbit. Check this out. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's offset a little bit. See the oscillation? Now this is what I love. Not only does it have rotary in an 8mm, it drops down to a 12, a 15, and also a 21. So to show you the difference here, I'm going to drop it down to the sanding mode so you can see the stroke size, which is 8mm. Oh, got to line it up, my fault. Drop it down. I'm going to bring it all the way over to 21. Now you can see that offset, which I'll get into a little bit, but look, see the offset there? That's pretty ridiculous, actually. To be able to take this, I can't tell you in all the years that I've been polishing, how many times I've had a table or a cart next to me, you know, and I have a rotary polisher, you know, an 8mm polisher like your Porter Cable. I'd have a 12-meter polisher like a Duetto, and then I'd have a 15 and a 21 with all the same pads. This pretty much eliminates all that, so it's going to save you a lot of space on your cart and still have the function of 5 machines in one. I'm telling you, this thing is absolutely amazing. All right, like I said, it's an amazing machine. Now, what I really like about this is, and you don't get this with any other machine. You know, occasionally you get like a side bail handle or a loop handle, but Lake Country, they got into this pretty good. All right, so you see this one here, the upper handle here to where you'd hold it, to hold down for the balance, okay? Lake Country said, you know what? Not only are we going to give you 1, 2, but 3. And if you look, that's 3. I'm trying to hold them here, forgive me. But that's 3 different sizes of handles. Me personally, this is my favorite. Let me put that down. I'm going to show you. I like the bigger handle only because I have big hands. So, I mean, when I'm holding it like this, I got a firm grasp up top. And I don't feel like here, you can see my whole hand covers the machine. As to here, it's like right there. I mean, something so simple yet so unbelievable. And if you notice, they change easy with 4 screws. You know, the Allen wrench comes with it. Right here it is. You know, you get the Allen wrench, change, flop out 4 screws, put them back in, torque down. It's solid. That's one thing I like about this machine. You know, I go back to the weight because it's the first thing you notice when you pick it up is the weight. But when you hold it and you feel it, it's built strong and solid, you know. I like to use the phrase that it's a working man's tool. You know it's going to last. It's not like a little kid's toy. It's all plastic and it's, you know, eventually going to fall apart. I mean, this is legit. Now, let's check out something else. Lake Country also, they put some nice pads with it. Now, these here, I'm telling you, I don't even know how to describe this guy here. This is just this new wool pad that they came out with. I wish, am I close enough that you can see that? All right, so that's thin. Looks about 1/4 of an inch, but it flares out, has a slight flare to it, and it's got a really, really short wool. So what you're gonna notice is with this wool, you're gonna get a real fast cut, but a pretty incredible finish. I mean, it's amazing. When you put it on the machine, I mean, it's as simple as just boom, boom. You know, line up your orbit, pick your stroke size. It's that simple, you know. No more having 5 machines with 5 different pads and backing plates and sizes. Blah. You don't need any of that no more. That's one of the things I love. They also introduced 2 new foams. Okay, these foams here, as you can see, they come out a little bit like your standard dual action, but they work phenomenal with a rotary as well. But what I really like is, I'm not sure if I can really grasp. Let me try putting it on the machine here. But if I can get close enough here, line that pad up a little bit. They have a little cut here, which when you're coming down, it's going to eliminate some of the pressure, you know, that's on it, so you don't rip into the sides of the pads like that and destroy pads. The next thing that I really love, and there's a lot built into this machine, is right here, the backing plate. So I'm going to take this off and show you. All right, now this bad boy, it's a 3-part backing plate. You know, I don't even know what to say. When you hold this thing, it's like, it's solid, it's built, you know. So apparently there is 3 parts. You got the base, and if I were to tear it apart, you've got a centerpiece, and then you've got the blue. Now what I like is, if you can see closely, I'm gonna put that in. Can you see that right there? Okay, you've got these ducts right here. So what happens is that machine's rotating. These are actually catching air inward. But what's unique about that is it's throwing air out this way through these holes. So what will happen is, when that happens and you get that spin, your pad spin, your machine spinning, usually with pressure, you get a little hot and you'll get some delamination. You know, the pad gets hot from the center. We all know the ordeal. But what happens here, man, it sticks too, obviously. It's gonna throw air back through, as that's spinning, back through to keep your pad cooler. Now that's huge, because we all know heat is a byproduct of polishing. You just can't avoid it. But Lake Country, I'm telling you, they did their best here to help prevent it, and they did an amazing job. Everything's tight in here. You don't have to worry about things falling apart, slipping. You know, it's just, that's a beautiful, beautiful backing plate. But I want to show you now what really, really impresses me about this machine, and that's the internals of it. So let me show you quick. So here's what I really like. This is the guts. Okay, you've got the counterweight and obviously the center. But here's how the actual machine works. So right now, as you can see, I'm on sander. Okay, So that's 8mm. You can see the offset. But when I take this down, hold on, let me line it back up here. You got to get used to that, lining that line up. But when I take that back down and I turn it, hold on, let me try to do it this way. When I take that back down from there and I turn it, you could actually see the offset happening. I think I'm there. Nope. One more. Right there. Now, if you see that moved from like here to here, that's going to throw that counterbalance off, giving you that larger stroke. And you can see, because there's no backing plate, it's vibrating a little bit, you know. But once you get the backing plate on, it's pretty even. But that's basically the internals of the actual machine. This here, I'd say from like here to here. Whoever designed this, just, I mean, they did a phenomenal job. Everything's well built. But this is a real close look up of the internals. So let me show you. Can you see that right there close? Okay. I'm just going to put it back to 21 just to give you an idea. Okay. Got it lined up. Okay. I'm going to turn it so you can see it's back up. That to me, let me try it this way here. Lined up. See it move? That right there is what makes this machine. Just, you can see the functions. See it? All right. We're gonna put the machine together and we're gonna give it some time. I'm not sure if you can see the car beside me, but we're gonna run this thing. I wanna show you, let's see if it's got some balls. All right, now the fun begins. Man, every time I pick this thing up, it's just awesome machine. I'm gonna set this down to speed 1. Now, as you can see here, it's set on rotary. See that? I want to show you guys how good this machine is, how smooth it is. Like I said, there is some weight to it, but when you get it down, let me shut that off. There is some weight to this machine, but when you get it down, it evenly balances itself. So that weight's only felt until you put it down on. And I'm going to show you just how easy it is. I'm going to use some of my favorite polish here, which is SB3's finish polish. Now I know I'm using it with a wool pad, but in general I just wanted to be able to show you. Put a little dab down. I'm going to start out slow and just spread it. Again, this is rotary. Okay? Get it going. Now I'm up to speed 2, 3. Three's about halfway, so let me show you how smooth this is. Now, because of the long working time in the SB3's finish, you've noticed there's not much dust either. I'm going to crank it up a little bit just to show you how we do it. So there's a stick for a shooter in here on this thing. I'm at the max speed possible right here. Look, I just want to show you how even this is. With one hand, it's just pretty still. It's got a little bit of weight right here. Look, I have no pressure. Watch. There you go. So you can see when it's on, all the weight is not really here, it's right here. So if I kind of just take this cord off and set it here, it's perfectly balanced. So the weight's not an issue. It's not at all. And it's just perfectly beautifully balanced, which you gotta love. You know what I mean? It's right there. Next, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna line it up. And I'm going to set it on the sanding mode. Is that lined up? Yeah. Okay. Now this is like an 8mm throw, which would be kind of similar to, I'm going to put a little bit on here so you can see it. This is pretty much similar to like a Porter cable machine like that. There's a couple of them out there. You know, the Harbor Freight one, which is kind of popular, that's an 8mm throw, the little Harbor Freight guy now. But let me show you. This is all speed 6, real action, spread it around. Again, even in a dual action mode, it's nice, it's comfortable. Now something like the on the sander motor, the 8mm orbit, it's great for finishing. However, you do get them times where you got to lay into the machine. You want a larger stroke, you know, you want something that's going to get very fast defect removal. That's when you kick it up to the 21. You know, instead of using the rotary, you can use the 21 with foam or a microfiber or wool. You can get some really fantastic cut, and anybody can do it. So look. Here it is, starting out. I'm going to start out on speed 3. Okay, here's 1. You know what, let's start from here. That's speed 1. You can see 2, 3. This machine's really great up here in my area. Now this is where you're going to get some really good cutting. As you can see, the machine, it's so versatile. It's amazing. You're gonna get a nice strong finish there. But one of the things where I really want to show you is, if you can, get the camera right here, okay? We all know these sections right here can kill a dual action movement. However, with this machine right here, it's a lot different. So let me show you. I'm going to put a little bit on, because this is what a lot of people want to see. Will it bog down here? Okay, we're going to find out. I'm going to start it out and just spread it a little bit. I'm going to try to come around here. You can see it's still going good. Come down. That's still moving. You're getting a really strong oscillation there. I'm going to come down the inside. And as you can see, I'm sitting up. It's still spinning. Right here. I mean, the machine, again, I really haven't found nothing that it can't do. I'm going to switch over here. If you notice these pads, they're nice. This one here, the medium, I mean, you feel that's sharp. It's got some good edges. In here, this one's pretty soft, you know, the finishing. Good pads. I'm going to go right from the cut to the finish just for now. We're not really trying to get a perfect finish on this. It's just a rental car. But again, I want to do the same thing here now with a foam pad. Okay. Show you guys here, look. Nothing's dying down, it's not stopping. Alright, now I'm going to put some polish back on here quick. I'm going to spread it around. My ultimate goal here is to show you how well this machine is balanced. Okay? Yeah, as you can see, okay, I'm in position 3, which is a 21 millimeter. So the offset is way out. If you notice over here, it's in, see that? It's 21 millimeters off. So this would actually cause a lot of, it's not quite as stable. It's unbalanced when you're holding it, but it balances here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you look at that, but now watch. One-handed on a whole action. See that? Now here's what I really like. Again, one of the quick features, you know. I noticed I'm getting a little hazing with this, you know, the large stroke, soft black paint. So I want to switch it down a little bit. All you got to do real quick is line it up. I'm going to drop it down to 12 millimeter, which I'll get a little bit better of a finish. And it was that simple. I didn't have to do nothing. I didn't have to put this machine down, go get another machine, plug it on. None of that stuff. Those days are over. Look. What else do you get out of something like that? You know, it's just a, you know, just a beautiful machine, really. You know, I'm dropping it down to sanding mode. Cut that right there. Cut the film. You know, so we took it down from 21 to all the way to 8 in the same pattern. Well, that's really nice if you like to finish with a rotary foam. You know, you start it out and you're finished. All right, there you have it, the Lake Country UDOS 5-in-1E, which I assume is electric. You know, this, I don't even know how to say it. This machine really is something special. It's everything Lake Country wanted it to be, I think. And yeah, it took a while. I think I've first seen the intro about 2.5 years ago. It took a while, but it's finally here. Man, if you just feel this machine and you hold it, you know that this is a well-built, solid machine. And like I said, the benefits, you know, I'm going to go back over them here real quickly with you. You know, you've got 5 machines in one. You've got a 21 millimeter, you've got a 15 millimeter, a 12 millimeter stroke, an 8 millimeter stroke, and you've got the rotary, all 5 different things you could be capable of. You also can use it as a sander. You know, it's going to come with a 6-inch backing plate too, so you have the option of the 5-inch and the 6-inch backing plate. Obviously, Lake Country being a pad manufacturer, they are going to have all the pads that you would ever want for the machine. They're an American-made company. This machine, I after playing with it, you know, a few times at a few shows, then I had it here during a training for about a week one time. I spent the last month with the machine. I commend Lake Country. They took their time. They sent it out to people. They had people test it, play with it. It's a well-built, well-thought-out machine. Me personally, I highly recommend it to anybody. It's going to eliminate a lot of clutter, a lot of mess. It's going to make your life simpler. You can put it in the hands of a beginner, in the hands of an experienced employee. A body shop guy can sand with it, then he can cut with it, and then he can final polish with it. This machine really is truthfully something special, and I just wanted to thank my friends over at Lake Country for giving me a chance and an opportunity to have it and experience it and play with it. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit from this review, but I want to thank everybody out there for watching, and have a great day. Shine on.